Saram students, welcome. Today let us continue with the revision of history. Lesson number 10, New Empires and Kingdoms. Children, in this lesson we have already revised about Prashastis and what they tell us, and about Samudragupta's Prashasti and genealogies. And children, today let us revise about Harshavardhana and the Harshacharita, and about the Pallavas, Chalukyas and Pulakeshin's Prashasti, and how were these kingdoms administered, and about a new kind of army. Now let us revise about Harshavardhana and the Harshacharita. Children, while we can learn about the Gupta rulers from their inscriptions and coins, we can find out about some kings from biographies. And Harshavardhana, who ruled nearly 1400 years ago, he was one such ruler. That is, we come to know about Harshavardhana from his biography. And who wrote his biography? His court poet Bhanabhatta wrote his biography. And what is it known as? It is known as the Harshacharita, and it is written in Sanskrit. And this gives us the genealogy of Harsha and ends with his becoming king. And who spent a lot of time at Harsha's court? Xuanzang spent a lot of time at Harsha's court, and he left a detailed account of what he saw. And Harsha, he was not the eldest son of his father, but he became king of Thanesar after both his father and elder brother died. And his brother-in-law, he was the ruler of Kannauj, and he was killed by the ruler of Bengal. And Harsha, he took over the kingdom of Kannauj, and then what did he do? He led an army against the ruler of Bengal. Although he was successful in the east, and he conquered Magadha and probably Bengal, but he was not as successful elsewhere, and he tried to cross the Narmada to march into the Deccan, but he was stopped by a ruler belonging to the Chalukya dynasty, that is by Pulakeshin II. Now let us revise about the Pallavas, Chalukyas and Pulakeshin's Prashasti. Children, who were the most important ruling dynasties in South India during this period? The Pallavas and Chalukyas were the most important ruling dynasties in South India during this period. And children, how far did the kingdom of the Pallavas and the Chalukyas spread? The kingdom of the Pallavas spread from the region around the capital Kanchipuram to the Kaveri Delta, while that of the Chalukyas was centered around the Raichur Doab between the rivers Krishna and Tungabhadra. And what was the capital of the Chalukyas? Aihole was the capital of the Chalukyas, and it was an important trading center, and it developed as a religious center with a number of temples. And the Pallavas and Chalukyas, what did they do? They frequently raided one another's lands, especially attacking the capital cities, which were prosperous towns. And who was the best known Chalukya ruler? The best known Chalukya ruler was Pulakeshin II. And how do we know about him? We know about him from a Prashasti that was composed by his court poet Ravikirti, and this tells us about his ancestors who are traced back through 4 generations from father to son. And Pulakeshin, he evidently got the kingdom from his uncle. And according to Ravikirti, Pulakeshin II, he led expeditions along both the west and the east coasts, and besides he checked the advance of Harsha. And children, there is an interesting play of words in the poem. Harsha means happiness, and the poet, he says that after this defeat, Harsha was no longer Harsha, and Pulakeshin, he also attacked the Pallava king. And where did that Pallava king take shelter? He took shelter behind the walls of Kanchipuram. But the Chalukya victory, it was short-lived. Children, can you name the dynasties which rose after the Pallavas and Chalukyas dynasties? The Rashtrakuta and Chola dynasties. So ultimately both the Pallavas and the Chalukyas, they gave way to new rulers belonging to the Rashtrakuta and Chola dynasties. Now children, let us revise about how were these kingdoms administered. As in the case of earlier kings, land revenue, it remained important for these rulers. And what remained the basic unit of administration? The village remained the basic unit of administration. And there were some new developments as well. Kings, they adopted a number of steps to win the support of men who were powerful, either economically or socially, or because of their political and military strength. For instance, some important administrative posts, they were now hereditary. What does this mean? This means that sons succeeded fathers to these posts. For example, the poet Harisena, he was a Mahadandanayaka or chief judicial officer like his father. And sometimes one person, he held many offices. For instance, besides being a Mahadandanayaka, Harisena was a Kumar Amatya, meaning an important minister, and a Sandhi Vigrahika, meaning a minister of war and peace. And besides important men, they probably had a say in local administration, and these included the Nagarashreshti or chief banker or merchant of the city, and the Sartavaha or leader of the merchant caravans, the Pratamakulika or the chief craftsman, and the head of the Kayasthas or scribes. But children, these policies, they were reasonably effective, but sooner or later, some of these powerful men, they grew strong enough to set up independent kingdoms. Now, let us revise about a new kind of army. Children, like earlier rulers, some of these kings, they maintained a well-organized army with elephants, chariots, cavalry and foot soldiers. Besides, there were military leaders. And what did they provide the king? They provided the king with troops whenever he needed them. But they were not paid regular salaries. Instead, some of them, they received grants of land. And they collected revenue from the land and used this to maintain soldiers and horses and provide equipment for warfare. And what were these men known as? These men were known as Samantas. And whenever the ruler was weak, then these Samantas, they tried to become independent. Now children, let's discuss what were the new administrative arrangements during this period. The new administrative arrangements during this period were some important administrative posts were now hereditary, means that sons succeeded fathers to these posts, and sometimes one person held many offices. For instance, besides being a Mahadandanayaka, Harisena was a Kumar Amatya, meaning an important minister, and a Sandhi Vigrahika, meaning a minister of war and peace, and important men had a say in the local administration. These included the Nagarashreshti or chief banker or merchant of the city, the Sartavaha or leader of the merchant caravans, the Pratamakulika or the chief craftsman, and the head of the Kayasthas or scribes. So children, these were the new administrative arrangements during this period. So children, today we have revised about Harshavardhana and the Harshacharita, and about the Pallavas, Chalukyas and Pulakeshin's Prashasti, and how were these kingdoms administered, and about a new kind of army. Children, we shall continue with the revision of this lesson in our next class. Till we meet again, goodbye children.